While Marvel is busy turning X-Men into Project Runway and Captain America into a hobo booty bandit, Japan is turning Deadpool into a successful comic. This is a perfect illustration of everything that's wrong with American comics. Over on Bounding Into Comics, they report that the Japanese exclusive Deadpool manga is outpacing every Marvel title. Quote, "The series is currently exclusive to Shonen Jump Plus, a Japan-only digital manga magazine spun off from Shueisha's Jump line, where it has been serialized since December 10, 2020. However, despite being both region and app locked, Deadpool Samurai has been putting up massive readership numbers throughout its run. Both the series' first and second chapters amassed over 1 million reads each, and though a standard drop-off in readers has occurred since its debut, Deadpool Samurai's most recent chapter has still been viewed by over 650,000 fans. Now, compare that to the most recent accurate numbers for the American Deadpool comic. We'll have to go back to February 2019 because the lockdowns affected the sales, and Comic-Con no longer lists accurate numbers but instead estimates. When we look at Deadpool's comics, we see that issue 3 came in with 29,236 orders. In fairness, we're comparing a digital book to a physical book, and the app may give people access to dozens of titles, whereas the physical book only gives you one. That said, it's really hard to explain this high a difference. The manga gets 20 times the readers compared to the American comic, and it's hard to believe Deadpool is more popular in Japan than in the States. And that's not even the worst of it. The Deadpool manga debuted with over 100 million views. Bounding Into Comics points out that the last time any Marvel book hit those numbers, it was when they released a Star Wars comic after Disney bought Lucasfilm. Manga regularly outsells American comics, despite both Marvel and DC's greater reach and popularity. Everyone knows Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and now Captain America, Iron Man, and even Deadpool. But American comics rarely sell above 6 digits. On average, 2 or 3 books will have over 100,000 orders. Most of the top books will hover in the 70 to 80,000 range, and the average book hovers around 40 to 50,000 orders. This is as these characters rake in billions of dollars at the box office, or did before the Wu flu. More people have watched WandaVision than have probably read any Avengers comics. The same goes for the Falcon and Winter Soldier series and the Snyder Cut. These are all very popular comic book based series that people seem to like and even love and want to know more about, just not enough to buy any of their comic books. Meanwhile, Japan can create a Japanese exclusive Deadpool comic and get more people to read the 7 chapters that are out right now than Marvel has sold in the last 2 or 3 years. The manga sits with about 3.6 million views. You might need to add in all the Deadpool trades and the single issues to get anywhere near that number with the American comics. This is what makes moves like Marvel coming out with Hobo Captain America and Project Runway so baffling. The idea here is to sell more comic books, not appeal to a niche audience within a niche audience. And I think it would be fine if Marvel had a Project Runway or Making a Cut episode. I think Project Runway did a superhero themed episode once or twice, but that's not going to sell comics. It's not going to get anyone who doesn't already like or read comics to start buying them. This also goes to a broader issue with both Marvel and DC, where it seems like the people who are making the decisions either have no plans or really bad ones, and no one wants to say anything. DC's future state played out exactly like I said. It got traction because it was a mini event, but that was enough for DC to claim success and pretend that people like these new takes on the characters. Over at Marvel, they have so many events going on they've forgotten half of them. They've also thoroughly screwed up the X-Men, apparently ditching whatever Hickman was going to do with them to let Vita Ayala and Tini Howard make the most boring X-Men story since Age of X-Men. It's embarrassing that a manga that has nothing to do with the canon version of Deadpool is 20 times more popular in one country than the official Deadpool comic is worldwide. It's almost like you couldn't give away any of the American comic books. How sad is that? But what do I know? I'm just some guy.